Have you ever scratched your head wondering why two guys can have the exact same testosterone level but get completely different results from treatment? I mean, one person feels like a superhero and the other feels, well, nothing. It's a huge puzzle, and today we're going to find the key to unlock it.
It's a super frustrating situation for so many men on testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT. You're doing everything by the book. Your lab numbers look perfect, but you're just not feeling the benefits. Let me tell you, it's not in your head. There is a real biological reason for this, and we are going to get right to the bottom of it.
And this comment from a real person just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It tells you right away that the answer isn't as simple as how much testosterone is floating around in your blood. Nope, the real story is happening way deeper, right down at the cellular level.
So the whole key to understanding these crazy different responses, it's not about the hormone itself. It's about how your body is genetically programmed to receive it. The instruction manual, you could say, is written right there in your DNA. Okay, so let's crack open that genetic code. I want you to think of a specific part of it, like a dimmer switch, a genetic dimmer switch that controls exactly how your body responds to testosterone.
So let's start with the absolute basics. Picture testosterone as a key. Now, for that key to actually do anything, build muscle, lift your mood, boost your libido, it has to fit into a very specific lock that's on your cells. That lock is called the androgen receptor. If there's no connection there, that testosterone key is basically useless.
And this, right here, is where things get really, really interesting. Because of tiny, tiny little variations in our DNA, the shape and the efficiency of this lock, this androgen receptor, is actually different for every single one of us.
So how does DNA control the shape of this lock? Well, inside the gene that actually builds the receptor, there's a specific DNA sequence, CAG, that's repeated over and over and over again. And here's the kicker. It's the number of these CAG repeats that directly controls how sensitive your receptors are to testosterone. This brings us right back to our dimmer switch idea. So think of it this way. If you have a shorter number of CAG repeats, your androgen receptors are super sensitive. The dimmer switch is cranked all the way up, and you get a really strong signal from testosterone. But if you have longer repeats, your receptors are less sensitive. The dimmer switch is turned way down, and the signal is a whole lot weaker.
Now this little genetic setting of yours, it has an impact way beyond just TRT. This one simple number can influence a massive, massive range of health outcomes all throughout your life.
And what's fascinating is that research shows the average number of these repeats can actually vary across different populations. So for example, studies have shown that men of African descent tend to have shorter repeats on average, which means a higher average sensitivity. Meanwhile, men of Asian descent tend to have longer repeats, meaning a lower average sensitivity. Now, of course, this isn't a hard and fast rule for any one person, but it just shows you how this genetic trait varies on a huge scale. And the impact here is just staggering. Your CAG repeat number is this fundamental piece of your biology. It influences everything from your prostate health and fertility to how your body literally handles fats and sugars. It's even been linked to your bone density, your cardiovascular health, your mood, and, get this, even intellectual giftedness in boys. It's kind of wild.
Okay, so let's pull all this back to our original question. Now that we understand this whole genetic dimmer switch idea, we can see exactly how it dictates your personal response to testosterone replacement therapy.
So here's the chain of events. You take your testosterone. It travels through your body to your cells and binds with your androgen receptors. And then we hit the most important step. Your specific CAG repeat length determines the strength of that signal. This is the bottleneck. This is the moment that decides whether you feel a strong effect or a weak one.
And hey, this isn't just some cool theory. It's absolutely backed by clinical research. Multiple studies have found that men with those shorter, more sensitive CAG repeats see much, much bigger improvements, especially in sexual function when they start TRT.
The science on this is really direct and clear. As the research paper puts it, an increase in the number of repeats just reduces the receptor's activity. So what does that mean in plain English? It means your body just doesn't hear the testosterone signal as clearly. Simple as that. So what does all this mean for the future of treatment? Well, understanding this one single genetic factor could literally revolutionize how we approach men's health. It could move us away from this old one-size-fits-all model.
All right, so if you take anything away from this, it should be this. Your androgen sensitivity, which is all about your CAG repeat number, is every bit as important as your lab values. So for someone with a super sensitive system, a lower dose of testosterone might be all they need. And on the flip side, someone with a less sensitive system might need a higher dose to get that same effect.
And for all of you who are probably wondering right now, can I find out my number? The answer is yes, you can. It's not one of those standard consumer tests you can buy online, but it is a clinical genetic test that you need to talk to your doctor about to get ordered through a specialized lab.
And that leaves us with one last big thought. As we head deeper into this new era of personalized medicine, could knowing this one little piece of your genetic code, knowing your dimmer switch setting, be the key to tailoring treatments, optimizing health, and finally solving the testosterone puzzle for every single person? I think it just might be.